Hey guys, today's Monday when I'm recording this, and I honestly just really wanted to make an audio today. Sorry, my heater's so loud. I really wanted to make an audio today to talk about gratitude and what will you choose. And so I was just thinking today because I have such a busy week today. Like this week, I have so many things to do that I have no other choice but to be super disciplined and productive this week just because I have a lot of things that I need to get done. It's going to be a really productive week and I'm super excited. And I don't know if it's just me, but productivity excites me. Like being able to actually have something to look forward to is exciting. And during this time where it's the winter season and it's getting colder, my biggest advice to you is if you struggle with seasonal depression or you struggle with feeling super down, when the sun's not out or when it starts to get colder and you don't like being cold, because that's me. Like the minute, it's not even just about it getting colder. I don't like the feeling of being cold. I don't like not seeing the sun. And it really takes a toll on just everything I do. And so I'm trying not to claim that or speak that over my life. I'm trying to speak life. I am not trying to speak seasonal depression. But if you struggle with that, a great way to get yourself out of a rut is to have something to look forward to. If you're having the same old, boring, mundane days, then of course you're going to be bored. Of course you're going to feel a little depressed. Of course you're going to feel a little down because every day looks the same. Like there's nothing to look forward to. So I suggest that you find something to look forward to. Order clothes and wait and look forward in anticipation for them to come, or get a new hobby. Like find something to anticipate and be happy that that's about to come. But I wanted to talk about gratitude because it's really easy around this time to just start, focusing on what's troubling us or focusing on complaints that we have for whatever reason. But we need to remember to be grateful. It's like, oh, I just woke up. It's so cold. Like my room is so cold. I hate the winter. We need to focus on switching that thought to no. Though I don't like the winter, though it is so cold, I woke up, I'm mobile, I can speak, I'm not paralyzed, I can feel my body. And so though my circumstances aren't the best, aren't the greatest, I'm very happy that a great God chose to wake me up today. And we need to shift our language. I think that's so important, like not just casting down negative thoughts in your mind, but also casting down negative thoughts out loud. And I was watching one of it's this girl, her name is on YouTube, it's Reagan777, and I was watching one of her YouTube videos, and she was talking about how what she loves about herself is that she's so good at casting down thoughts out loud. And I thought that was just super amazing. I'm like, I have never heard that before, like casting down negative thoughts out loud, not just in your head. So I think that's something that I really want to challenge myself to do this month of December, to really just like be able to cast down negative thoughts out loud, to let those negative thoughts know that they're not welcomed. And this month I made a vision board. I made this beautiful vision board that I spent a lot of time on of what I wanted to complete this month. I'm believing God to do, I think it's about 5 things for me. 5 is a number of grace, and I'm believing God to do 5 more things for me by the end of this year that I've been anticipating and hoping for and praying for during this whole entire year. And during this whole entire year, I've been faced with so many disappointments. I've been faced with so much just delay. And so and I keep hearing this word to believe in God one more time. And so I read these 5 lists of specific, very specific, because God has a sense of humor. So be very specific about what you want. And I read those out every single morning and I say, God, I'm believing in you just one more time for this. And so I'm believing you to do your part, and I am going to go out into the world and try to do my part so that we can meet each other where we are. And so to me, what that looks like, doing my part, is being motivated, not just being motivated, but being disciplined, which is doing things that you don't necessarily want to do and you don't necessarily feel like doing, but doing them anyways. And so I want to focus on and try to be disciplined as much as I can this season. So that's what I'm focusing on. But God has been speaking to me about community lately. Like I have heard about 2 messages now, and the minute he makes it 3, I'm gonna know it's completely him. But he's been speaking to me about community and how the devil will try to force us into independency or just being alone to the point where our thoughts get so loud. And that kind of reminds me of what suicide really is. Like suicide, when people commit suicide, we always think like, oh my gosh, like, these people, they were so extroverted, they were so loving, they love spending time with family. Like I never understood why they killed themselves. I never understood why they did this. They never seen this or this way. But we have to remember that we're all one way in front of other people, and we're, very much more vulnerable by ourselves. And so these people might look so happy and might look so full of life in front of you, but the minute these people get by themselves, that's the devil's that's his weapon. That's the way he strikes. He makes your thoughts louder than everything else. That's how some people are, schizophrenic, and they hear things that are not there. They're having all these hallucinations. They're hearing these voices, and people think they're crazy, right? When in reality, those are demons tormenting you, because the minute you get alone, the minute you get away from people, the devil can use those thoughts that you have, if you're not in control, if you're not good at controlling your body, or if you're not tapping into the spirit, and he can completely twist things. And that's why you always see people with mental health issues or schizophrenics by themselves, because that's how the devil keeps them. He keeps them isolated. And so God has just been talking to me about community and how it's so important to be in community. There's nothing wrong with liking to be by yourself, but you need to learn to do all the things that you do by yourself with other people. Be vulnerable, speak your mind, say your emotions, don't hold things in, because when we hold things in, it gives the devil an opportunity to use those things and weaponize them against us. And sometimes we're not strong enough to handle those attacks. And so when we're constantly secluded, our mind is filled with our own thoughts and these tormenting thoughts. We have no time to reflect or meditate on the word of God, and then the devil strikes and he gets people. And so that's one of his biggest tactics. But I just wanted to say that today. So our 3 main messages to end off this video or this audio is have gratitude for everything, and in seasons where you don't feel your best, find something to look forward to. And third, make sure you're in community. Make sure you're being vulnerable with people. Make sure you're being open with people, because you don't want to give the devil an opportunity, especially if in this particular season, in the winter time, when it gets colder, you tend to self-isolate. Make sure you're putting yourself in a position where you can't be caught alone and weak, because if you're not strong in the spirit, the devil will take his opportunity.